Happy October 1st, everybody. Thanks for joining me today in the Locker Room. I'm Alan Locher. Actor Jake Weary was born in Montclair, New Jersey, to award-winning actress and mom Kim Zimmer and actor-director dad A.C. Weary. Jake started following in their successful footsteps in his early teens when he appeared opposite his mom on Guiding Light. He also joined the cast of As the World Turns as Luke Snyder in 2005. He has played an eclectic mix of characters on television and on film. And in 2016, he landed a role on TNT's Animal Kingdom as Deran Cody. The season finale of season 5 airs this Sunday, October 3rd, and he is preparing for the final chapter of the Cody family story, with season 6, I think, wrapped already. In addition to his acting work, Jake continues to pursue his other passion, writing and producing his own music. I've been friends with Jake's mom and the entire Weary family for many, many years. And if you recall, Jake and his mom joined me the first week I started hosting this show. I'm so excited he's back here today to talk about this Sunday's season 5 finale. Please welcome to the Locker Room my pal, Jake Weary. Hello there, my friend.
Hi, Alan. Thank you so much for having me again. It's so good to be back.
Hey, please, thank you. This is a day off. You're in New Mexico filming a movie, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't a day off. I had to get up at about, at the butt crack of dawn, and I had to work at I had to get to work at like 6 a.m. So I had like one little scene to do, but now I have the rest of the day off, and yeah, and now I'm here with you.
How long have you been in New Mexico shooting?
I've been out here. I think I got out here on the 24th or 25th or something of August. So been out here for a bit. So it'll be about, I will have been out here for about 2 months when we wrap. So pretty long.
Nice. Are you allowed? This is a Netflix movie, correct?
Yeah. This is a Netflix movie. It's called Trigger Warning, and it's starring Jessica Alba. And the producer, Esther Hornstein, her production company, Thunder Road, was behind all the John Wick movies. So it's in that vein. It's kind of an action movie. Jessica Alba's basically just kind of kicking ass and taking names the entire movie. But it's also kind of like a revenge. Yeah, it's kind of like John Wick. It's like a revenge thriller. So it should be pretty fun. And
that's awesome. And I heard mom and dad were down there too for a little while, right?
They literally just left. They just walked out the door. So they were here for about a week. And me and Vera, my wife, we just had our 2-year anniversary. So
happy anniversary.
Thank you. So we went up to, we celebrated and went over to 10,000 Waves, which is this awesome like spa. And they came down and babysat our dogs for us. So it was nice to have.
That's a big trip to babysit the animal family. I love that.
Yeah, well, they're just they're sweeties, and they would do anything. They love the dogs too, and they're gonna go up to Taos anyway and just hang out there for a little bit. So
they're living the life, aren't they?
They sure are, man. They're basically nomadic at this point. They kind of just go wherever they please. So.
Well, 3 of their joys are on this coast, on the east. Those babies, Uncle Jake's little niece and nephews.
Yeah. They don't even. I mean, I'm surprised they even came out to see me, because they're pretty much.
Yeah, I remember when my parents aren't with me anymore, but I remember when my nephews were born. It changes their world.
Totally, completely. I mean, they just, I think they're finding a new kind of sense of responsibility and purpose in being grandparents. And they've just been so supportive of my sister and my brother and taking care of them. And I mean, it's just like, they've just been incredible. So.
Well, it's funny. I was going to try to surprise you with your niece and nephews, but, Rachel told me she had to work and your brother's off gallivanting in Italy.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a rough life, huh?
A rough life.
Yeah,
Well,
it couldn't take 2 minutes to come and say hi to their brother. But hey,
well, talk about what this family means to you.
Yeah, wow, that photo. Oh my God,
That's a long time ago.
that was a long time ago. I don't know who told me I was allowed to wear a periwinkle suit to the Emmy Awards, but
I have a feeling you made the decision, though.
I think, I'm pretty sure it was all my idea, and I went with it. No, I mean, they've just been like, having parents in the industry has just been like the most invaluable thing ever for me. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to kind of share my experiences with them in a capacity to where they can completely understand and relate, and also give me advice and be supportive of what I'm doing. I mean, it's such a rare opportunity. So I mean, I'm like forever grateful for that, and so like humbled by them and everything that they've been through, and how much they did for me. I mean, my dad used to freaking drive me all the way from Montclair, New Jersey to Brooklyn to go and shoot on As the World Turns every day, and like take me out of school. And
yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
it's just,
and that's not an easy commute from New Jersey.
No, I mean,
look at this one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh wow. That was a that was fun.
I think that is, I mean, scary to say, but I think that is 16 years ago.
I think that is, yeah, wow. Holy smokes. Yeah, I think that was potentially just after my Flock of Seagulls moment at my first Emmy Awards with Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
We don't have to show that photo, but
no, it's very funny because Stephen Bergman sent that to me today, but I have my own because I had a picture of all of us together. That's so funny.
God,
I was going to ask, though, seriously, about mom and dad. What do you think you learned most about this crazy business that pops into your head from time to time, like advice that they may have given you?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think the first thing that pops into my head is just patience. It's like I think that was the biggest thing. I think to come into the industry as a kid and so early on in my life, and like see my mom's success as an actor, and to try and kind of like gauge my career off of that. I think it wasn't like I think my parents were just kind of like, slow down, kid, like it's like these things take time. And like, but my mom, went through hell and back to get to where she is. And same with my dad. So it's like, it's a process that I'm, even to this day I'm learning is, nothing comes easy, and you have to really work and kind of commit to the lifestyle, because it's so up and down always. Nothing's guaranteed, and there's always someone waiting to kind of fill in for you if you're not up to doing the job. So
if you don't know your lines, if you don't show up on time, and both of your parents were absolute professionals in their jobs, and were always on time, and knew their shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so that, I think that was the biggest lesson for me. I mean, just being patient, and like my dad was always like, you're gonna at 100 tapes before you book something, and he was like, and that's at least 100 tapes, and I was like, 100 tapes, give me a break.
I feel like I'm quitting now.
Yeah, I mean, it's true though. I mean, I can't. It really. It's like I have learned. The other thing also is to like tape and audition and then forget. Like go into the room. Well, pre-COVID, go into the room, do audition, introduce yourself, and then leave the room and just forget about it. Don't get too attached. And I have, that's from them, and also just from doing it for so long, I've learned to be like completely just numb and just go in and do my best, make an impression, and then just try and forget about it, because you know, every now and then there are those ones that I really want, and it hurts.
It's hard to figure. It'll be hard to let that one go. You're thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I'll tell my team and, you know, my agent, and I'll be like, you know, just like stay on top of this one. I really want to know. Like,
who do you think you are? I love hearing you say my team.
My team. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what they like to be called.
No, it is. That is what they are. But I love hearing you say that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you were really, I mean, young when Mom, you know, played Reva Shane on Guiding Light, and you definitely accompanied her there many, many times. What do you remember watching her tackle that incredible role?
I think just kind of the spectacle of it all. I mean, like going on to set, I like still it's like visceral. I like remember the smell of it. That first, I can't remember where it was.
The first studio?
Yeah, the first
on 26th Street.
Yeah, 26th Street. I just like remember the smell of it, and like, and it was so exciting, and like taking the elevator up and getting out.
Oh, maybe you might not have been born yet, so it might be for you. It might be 44th on the east side.
Yeah, on the east side. Yeah,
222 is 44.
Yeah. So just being there, and also, I mean, yeah, I think just seeing the machine and like how it works, but also like how instrumental every part of the production process is, and like seeing what everybody does, and just also like, you know, the camaraderie is as well, and just like in order for things to move along, and like everybody needs to be on the same page and be together. And I think that was always the, like, it wasn't just being in front of the camera. I think I was so moved by everything around it and kind of how it all works. And I think that's maybe from my dad and his kind of work behind the camera. It made me appreciate both sides. And I think that's what, you know, made me so excited about wanting to pursue a life in that industry. It was just, really special.
Did you wanted to be an actor? Because when I saw that role of Jake, I thought of you. I think your mom must have said Jake wants to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then there was this little role that just came in the breakdown that said the character was Jake. But you had already made the decision that you wanted to be an actor, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were actually just talking about this last night over dinner. My dad was like, "Yeah, Alan's responsible for your career, really."
Not really, but
you know the way you are,
a little fun role.
You are, though, because there's a chance that maybe I wouldn't go in and I didn't get that experience, and maybe, you know, like who knows, man, butterfly effect.
And it's true, and acting opposite your mom.
Yeah. I mean, I think I do think that, like, that experience was so unique, because it's like, I mean, I still had to audition for it, and that was really scary, because there was a lot of
with Rob DeCina.
With Rob DeCina, and I had to go into the room, and that was pretty scary, because I was like, what, 13 or something, and I had no idea what I was doing, and yeah, I mean, getting to work with my mom, it was nerve-wracking, because I didn't want to let her down, and I didn't want to, like, you know, like, I mean, there was a lot of pressure to be great.
You don't want to let everybody go, not just her, the whole, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing. Like, I was, but she just made it feel so normal and like comfortable. And by like after like the first take, it just felt like me and my mom talking, but also just like us working and like vibing off of each other, and just like, and that was that. If there was a switch that flipped for me, that was it. It was like that.
Yeah, being in that excitement when you are starting to think about a career and then getting that opportunity, I'm sure it's, you know, it's like a vibration, kind of.
For sure. No, like totally. It was, yeah, that was probably the kind of defining moment.
I'll hit you up when you're on the Oscar stage, okay?
Yeah.
Alan.
Okay. You could be, well, how about you could be my date to the Met Gala. How's that?
Oh, I'm going to wear the periwinkle suit.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we'll dust off that suit and you could throw that on.
No, I know all about the music, and we'll get to your music, but you were just talking about Dad and Dad's behind the scenes love and his directorial skills. Do you have any interest in that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I a part of me feels like I'm always contemplating that. I mean, every waking moment of my life, I'm trying to figure out when the right time is going to, or like when, you know, when is that moment going to happen where I'm like, this is the project. You know, it's nerve wracking because it's something that I know I'll be comfortable enough doing because I've spent so much time on set. So I know how everything works, but I think it's also, I don't want to make a bad movie. And I think there's like a lot of pressure there because, I mean, anybody can go and make a movie and, you know, go and find financing and, you know, make it happen. I mean, I'm not trying to like say that that's extremely easy, but I mean, anybody can go out and make a movie, but it's hard to make a good movie. And it's like, I just haven't found the story that I want to tell yet. And I think I'm okay with that. And I want to wait, and I want to wait for the right thing to come along where I'm like, I have to tell this story, and I have to, you know, elevate this and kind of, you know, so yeah, I think
somebody who is listening today, or yourself, needs to write a story for you and mom to act and Dad to direct.
So I have one script that I've been working on that is kind of loosely based on my mom and our relationship, and that it's kind of, you know, a exaggerated version of it, but it's that's something that is definitely in the works, is a project that I can work on with my mom and my dad, and kind of, you know, I think that's probably priority number one is getting that going. So
that's incredible. And you know, you have tuned in pretty intensely from, you know, yourself, from your mom, from your dad, you know. That's awesome. Wow. I was thinking, I mean, my God, Dad doing that, and, you know, and
it would just kind of come full circle. I mean, it would be the greatest gift ever to get to work with the two of them. I mean, it would be incredible, and I owe them so much. So, you know, it's like I just think that's definitely something that needs to happen. So,
do you miss Jersey?
I do. I actually do. I really miss the East Coast. I like, I definitely don't see myself being on the West Coast, in, you know, 5 years down the line. I love where I live in LA, and I love, you know, my friends there, and I've loved working there for the past 6 years. It was just kind of idyllic, and but I'm ready for seasons, and I'm, you know, ready to be in the woods and, you know, kind of just hunker down and be back with my family and just be close by to everybody and be able to see them, you know, whenever I want. And so
yeah, I'm sure that they'd love that just as much.
Yeah, I hope.
So is Animal Kingdom wrapped for you?
Yeah, I actually just officially wrapped either yesterday or the day before. I had my last ADR, my last ADR day, which is, if people don't know, it's audio. I don't know what it stands for, honestly, but it's when you loop your audio over a few
audio, any audio that was missed, like
audio digital replacement, I think is what it stands for. But yeah, so that was the final shebang. I went in there, and that was, it was surreal. It was weird, but it's, you know, it's great. You
guys had an incredible run. What do you remember about, you know, getting that script for the first time, the audition?
Oh man, I mean, it was, I was kind of on a high because I had just done this movie Tomato Red, and it was like my first kind of like lead role in anything. So I was really like or I was about to go and shoot that, I think, and the juices were just flowing, and there was confidence there, and I got this script, and the project, for some reason, from the start, it didn't feel like something that I needed to do, or like something that jumped out at me, because I liked the film so much, the original film that it was based on, and I wasn't sure how it,
right?
Yeah, it was an Australian movie, and I didn't really know how it would translate to television, so I was a little skeptical at first. But then I read the sides, and my agent kind of told me about the character and what they were trying to do with the character, and that was like the one thing that really that I was the most intrigued by, was just this character, and kind of the potential development of this character and the arc that this person could have, and that was the most intriguing part of it to me. So yeah, and I remember going into the audition, and I was just like, I just felt it, you know. There's an occasion that seldom does it happen, but there are times where you go into the room and you meet people and you look them in the eye, and you can kind of just feel it, you know. You just feel the connection. You're like we can do this together, and like I can kind of, you know, I got that from the producers and from John Wells, and it just seemed right. So I went to go do this movie.
I forget that it's a John Wells show. I forget. Yeah.
And he's always, you know, the way he's developed LGBTQT characters like over the span of his career has been, you know, kind of instrumental. Like just on TV, it's like some of the characters he's developed and has created have been just like, I mean, remarkable. And I'm watching Shameless too, and
oh my God, yeah. But just to have them on television, I mean, Jake, when I grew up, there was nobody.
Yeah,
you know, I had no one to look at. You know, crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, when I grew up, most of the gay characters on television were kind of, you know, it was always it was just over the top, classic kind of stereotypical version of you know, the gay character, and it was just it's crazy just to see how far we've come, and
completely.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not just talking about, you know, it's gay, bisexual, I mean, trans, that it's the way it's all developed, and the stories that are being told now, and kind of, I mean, it's great, and it's so important, and we need more stories, and people need to be able to tell their story, and I'm honestly, I'm so grateful that I got to play this character, and I get, you know, the response I've gotten over
you took the question out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's the most rewarding part of it all, is the fact that, you know, people.
What have you heard? What types of things have you heard?
Just people have reached out to me, and you know, have been so kind and so grateful, and have basically expressed to me that they've never experienced or watched a character on television that had shown so many layers, and that wasn't just like a typical, like your typical gay character on television, someone that's dealing with just like a total, like across the spectrum of
the emotions.
Yeah, and the emotions, and what it is to be gay, and especially like a pretty, you know, macho and mass hyper environment, you know, and it's like, and I think that, I mean, that really is it just like, that makes me like that's why I do this, and like I think connecting with people is just like the most important part of why we tell.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, right? You're making a connection, 100%.
Yeah.
Did you know any of the guys before you took this role?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew of their work, but no, I didn't know anybody going into it. I had read for John Levy, the casting director, a few times, and he was probably the only person I knew going into the project. So it was all fresh. It was all new.
And was Darren the character that you auditioned for?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Because I know sometimes, you know, they might have picked you, you know, you might have gone in for somebody else. And
yeah. I mean, and I didn't really know how much of that storyline was going to be involved. I know on the breakdown it said Darren, and it said there will be simulated gay sex scenes. And I didn't know, like, I didn't know what capacity it was. I didn't know if he was bisexual or if he was just gay, or if I had no idea what the deal was, because they never touched on it in the movie. You know, his sexuality was never something that was even like remotely discussed in the film. And that was exciting to me. I was like, this is like, I don't know who this person is yet, but it's like enough of a mystery to where I'm intrigued.
Right, it's intriguing, an intriguing character to play.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head, what season did he come out in?
He officially came out in season 2.
Yeah, because we really didn't know right away.
No, there was I mean, the whole season of you know, repressed, just anger and resentment, and that was fun to play. But also, but that's
a gay man. You know, a gay man who's struggling with their sexuality is keeping a lot of emotions. You know, inside, trying to, you know, put him into a place. You know, looking back, you know, you accepted the role. You know, did you ever expect it to be this journey, 6 seasons? You know, what, when you think back on it?
I mean, I didn't, to be honest with you. If you had told me 6 years ago that we would be doing 6 seasons, I would have laughed. I mean, it's like, I think a part of me knew that John Wells was capable of creating a show long term. I mean, he's just proven that he's been able to do it.
He really has.
So like, there was that aspect of it to where I was like, it's a possibility. But I mean, I'm telling you, after every season, I just thought, I was just like, I don't know how this is going to keep going, and I don't know. It had nothing to do with the you know, the show, or the content of the show, or anything, or ratings, or anything. I just didn't think that a show could keep going, because I'd never been on a show that I'd never really been on a series, or been a series regular or anything. It was just all new. And my cast members, you know, Scott Speedman at the time, I'd always be like, actually it was more Sean. I would always be like, well, I guess this is going to be our last season, so I'm just going to really just take it. Seems like, buddy, I'm telling you, this thing, we have at least 2 more years of this thing. And I was like, really? 2 more years? He's like, yeah, we're going to have 2 more years.
Well, I truly believe, you know, it's a word of mouth series. I think it grew from that. I mean, I know I've turned family members on. My brother-in-law saw the promo for this today, and he, you know, I forgot what he said, but something, because he and my sister are on like season 2. So I was like, don't watch, because I might say things you don't want to know yet. So
yeah. No spoilers. I don't think we spoiled anything yet. But
no, we haven't. No, but you know, there's a lot for the people watching. They've all watched for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, I think today, but I told them to not watch. You know, there's some good stuff. What was the best part of the experience for you?
I think, I mean, I kind of touched on it.
The character.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think just getting the opportunity to play this character was just incredible, and like so invaluable to my career moving forward. I think, you know, it's so like, it's so rare to get the opportunity to, you know, do 60 plus episodes and like really dive into someone and like, and feel for them and like you relate to them and like, just like, you know, people don't get to do that. And to have someone like John Wells, who is so incredibly talented at expanding a story and kind of, you know, creating an arc that is sustainable and that always keeps you guessing and that makes sense. And he's so good at finding like the humanity in people, even though they're fucking, you know, and
they got issues.
Yeah, and they got issues, and it's like, you know, it's like they're the crux of the thing is just like who these people really are and like what makes them who they are. And yeah, and that, and just like creating a friendship and like the crew, man, when we wrapped season 6, it was like, I think there were only, I'd say like maybe 20 to 30 crew members that were there from the very beginning. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I think maybe even less. And that, like, to me, like having that sense of family and like that, like home away from home feeling, and like the amount of time and effort this crew has put into the show is like more than anything that you could ever comprehend. I mean, they're there all day, like up at dawn. I mean, the sacrifice they make with their families and everything for us and to make this show. I mean, that is like, I'm forever grateful to these people and forever grateful for the friendships I've made. And
let's talk about those. You know, I'm going to say some names. Tell me the first things that pop into your mind. Scott Speedman, who played Baz.
Total sweetie, knucklehead. You know, he's tough to work with because he's very specific, and he's and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, we all have our own ways of working, but I learned so much from him. Like, he was like, we really became close on set and offset, and he just kind of like introduced me to how everything works and being on a show and what to expect and what not to expect. And like, that was like huge. Yeah.
That was a shock.
Yeah.
That one was a shock for all of us, you know.
Sure.
I think I've waited season after season to see Baz show up.
Yeah. I was sad to see him go, but honestly, he went on and he's in the new season of You that's coming up on Netflix, and they actually shot.
Yeah, I'm watching season 2 in advance of season 3.
Yeah, they shot right next to us on the Warner Brothers ranch, so I got to see him a few times.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I started laughing because your mama just texted that they're watching on the road.
Oh my God! Can you guys just focus?
Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road. All right, yeah. Sean, who plays Pope.
Sean, I was so intimidated by Sean when I first got onto the show because I was such a big fan of his and kind of grew up watching him. I mean, I was like, I just was such a fanboy. I mean, growing up watching The Faculty and like John Q, and like he was always just the actor that stood out in everything that he did. And
he is intense.
And just so committed. And he, he's someone who I have a very special relationship with because it just blossomed over time. And I just getting to know him in such an intense way, and like kind of being like a pseudo uncle to his kids and like his family and his wife Kelly. And I mean, we're such a tight unit now. And those are always the special relationships that don't always work in the beginning. And just getting to work with him has been incredible. I've learned just so much from him. And just, I hope I get to work with him at some point down the line again.
I'm sure fans would love that. And Ben, who played Craig?
Ben is my bro. Like just like we just immediately clicked, and we had a pretty savage time the first 2 seasons because we were just both like, young and just high on life and just so excited to be getting to do the shit that we were doing on the show. I mean, like driving ATVs and surfing all the time, and we were just like soaking it all up and like getting
it's like a college life you guys had.
Totally. I mean, we would have to like pinch ourselves every now and then. We would just shake our heads and be like, I can't believe this is our job. So
getting paid to surf and ride ATVs.
Just ridiculous. And we really had one off a bunch of times, and we had a really good time. We still do. I still see Ben a lot, and we talk a bunch. I'm probably going to go and meet him in Barbados at some point and go surfing with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but he's great, and just like a brother. And our characters are funny because it's like he's older than me on the show, but it's been almost like having a little brother on the show because I've had to kind of like take care of him, and it's funny because in real life he feels like a big brother to me, and it's just like it's such a great relationship we have. So,
and Finn, who plays Cole,
and Finn is like actually the little brother I've never had. Finn actually ended up moving in with me, like I think around like season 3 or something. So we've been roommates for the past like 3 years, and I mean, for me and Vera, he's like also kind of like our son. He's just like such a incredibly like emotionally intelligent person, and like I can like talk to him about anything, and we also can confide in each other about the show, and kind of like I mean, he's like my confidant, man. We kind of got through the last 3 years of the show together, and like we really like every day just kind of talked about, kind of reflected and on our time on the show. I get like having someone who you live with, who you also work with, is like, it can be a lot at times, but it was only 6 months out of the year. But it was also special to be able to kind of come home after a day of work and talk about it, and like, see.
I mean, there isn't a single bad everybody is incredible, but I also watch him on Peaky Blinders, and my God, what a great role he plays there too.
I haven't seen that show, and I can't believe I haven't yet, but I will now. I will now that
you will love it. Yeah. I forget who introduced me, but we binged it so fast. I loved it.
Yeah, everybody
absolutely loved it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get on that at some point.
And the characters, and of course, I have to ask. The fans ask Spencer Treat Clark, who played Adrian. I mean, so everybody's waiting for Adrian. Darren and Adrian was a big deal.
I know.
What would you like to work opposite of in such a story like this?
Spencer was incredible. Like, I mean, such a like beautiful soul, and like so kind and generous as a scene partner, and I mean, like, so generous, like dealt with all of my like my like fatigue with the story, and sometimes when I wasn't always happy with the material, he would just kind of lift me up, and like always never in a bad mood. I mean, I would get on the set and he was just always positive, and you need that. Like, you need that positive reinforcement, man. And he was always lifting me up as a person and as an actor, and making me better. And like, I mean, I'm so grateful of the fact that I mean, just that he was my guy. I mean,
he was, and it worked,
Yeah,
fans loved it.
I know. I mean, I didn't know like, I didn't know how people were going to react, especially with a lot of like the kind of abusive nature of our relationship. And that was I got a lot of feedback from people, and, you know, people, reaching out to me and just expressing how much our relationship on the show means to them, and like how much they can relate. And,
Was there a moment you realized it worked for people, for viewers?
Yeah, when they kept writing more and more scenes for us. I mean, I think that was kind of the most telling. Yeah, yeah, they would just keep it going, and it really gave us something to work towards. And it really did become kind of this struggle, because on the show I was dealing with also my family and dealing with my relationship with him, and it kind of was this like duality. Yeah, I mean, but Spencer's great, and he has such a great career ahead of him, and he's going to do so much. And I'm really excited to see what he does next, man. You know, no spoilers, but
that's awesome. Well, I wanted to read what a fan had sent me. Kristen wrote, "Did I turn down work and reschedule my entire Friday so that I can catch this chat live?" Hell yeah, I did. Thank you for having Jake. Thank you for having Jake Weary on your show again, the hottest, most badass member of the Cody family.
Thank you, Kristen. That's so I hope they keep your job. I hope they let you come back. That's really sweet. Thank you, Christian.
She was curious, if you had a choice, would you rather win an Academy Award or a Grammy Award?
Wow, that's tough. Can I say both?
Yeah, definitely. You have to put it out into the universe.
Probably like an Academy Award, because I think there's just more like history, and yeah, I think that would be the ultimate of honors for sure.
Yeah. Stephen was asking, you know, Ellen Barkin Smurf was such a powerhouse, and each of you truly had your own incredible chemistry with her. What was your relationship like?
Complicated.
Which I'm sure, you know.
Yeah.
Someone like Ellen could be complicated.
Yeah, it wasn't just. I think it was just the nature of the show, and kind of honestly, sometimes you know, that saying life imitates art is a real thing sometimes, because we felt it. And there were times where, you know, I don't know if we were in character, but we would, you know, yeah, there would be tension. And which is funny, because I mean, we had such an incredible relationship. I mean, she was like, Ellen is so cool, like cooler than, I mean, she is just like, kind of just knows exactly what to say, and has so many like incredible stories, and has such a incredible career, and so much to offer, and like so much wisdom. I mean, she's incredibly wise. And
I was scared shitless of Smurf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's intimidating, man. And like I was very intimidated by her, just because of her aura, like her presence is just like, you feel it when she's on set, you feel it. And I think that's very like special. That's a very, very special quality to have. And when I'm serious, man, like getting on set, like you better like know what you're doing when you're working with her, because there is, you know, an air of just like just experience, and yeah, you had to kind of be on your game and know your shit working with her, because she would let you know if it wasn't working out. And just a great human being.
What can fans look forward to this Sunday?
Kind of I know a lot of people. I've like this people on like Instagram and stuff have talked about how there hasn't been a lot of like high octane heists and stuff. Well, like this Sunday, everything that you've been missing from the season, high octane, is just like jam packed into one episode. So just be ready to kind of be gritting your teeth and like kind of like chewing your nails.
Well, the end of last week when Jay found out that the guy didn't get rid of his, you knew
Yeah,
it was coming.
yeah. I mean, that's just scratching the surface of what
Oh,
goes down
good,
in the finale.
good,
So
good, good.
yeah,
Is
there's
it
a lot.
going to be hard for you to say goodbye to Darren?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've done my grieving already, and it's like and I don't look into that what I just said too much. That's not. I'm just saying like I've like.
Yeah, you're grieving. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
I'm
6 years of
grieving.
your life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and just like kind of, yeah, being able to look back on my time on the show and I think that's the most important thing, is to not worry so much about it being over with, but embracing the time that I had with the characters is always important. And I'll always take this experience with me wherever I go. And it's just always, it's definitely, it's completely changed my life, and has been so, and I'll say it again, like just so invaluable to who I am as a person and as an actor. And I'll always remember this person,
And fans will, because I'm sure, like I said, like this, for me coming out, there was nobody on TV, and I'm sure each gay character that is portrayed in a real way, like Darren, affects somebody,
Mm,
in their own life who's going through that type, I
yeah,
mean, somebody who has a mom as tough as Smurf watching you try to, you know, come
yeah,
out to her and deal with that and deal with a family of macho men. There's real life like that.
yeah.
There's tough
Oh my
moms,
God, yeah.
tough families who make it tough. One of the fans was asking, what film director and actors would you still love to work with?
Uh, um, oh man, there's a lot. I mean, I would really love to work with Gary Oldman. Um, I would really love to work with Paul Thomas Anderson. Uh, I I would. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that's a pretty.
Yeah. Did you watch Pelfrey work with Oldman?
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, Pelfrey's just killing it. I'm so
Yeah,
proud.
he's doing okay, huh?
Yeah, we actually like got to see each other about 2 years ago and spent
Oh,
some
that's awesome.
good time together and kind of caught up. And yeah, he's a stud. He's an incredibly talented actor. You could put that on the list. Tom Pelfrey, would love to work with him.
Oh, that would be your mom would grin from ear to ear to see that happen.
Oh my God. I mean, well,
And so would fans. So would
yeah,
fans. I mean, that
yeah,
would be amazing.
yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen.
So who were some of your music idols growing up?
Honestly, everybody that my dad put me on to. Like, I mean, uh, listen to a lot of like a lot of Rolling Stones and David Bowie and like yes, John Anderson and also kind of like quirky musicians and like Peter Gabriel and Genesis, and kind of that 80s sound was like a huge inspiration to me. And just yeah, and like yeah, I think those are my kind of my idols. I'm just always trying.
And when you started, if my memory serves, I feel like your mom would always say drums was your first instrument. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The drums were my first instrument. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And when you started out doing music, was there the names you just mentioned? Were you trying to, make music like one of those that you admired, or
No,
just you
not
were always your
yeah.
original?
No, not until later in my life. I think I was always just everything was like reactive. It was all just like what I was feeling in the moment and like what I was listening to at the time. And like it wasn't always like I need to emulate this person, or I was just inspired by whatever was happening at the time. And like on the drums, I would just pick up the sticks and bang on them as loud as I can. It was kind of cathartic for me. Yeah, that didn't come later until I was really like, I had to kind of like reevaluate everything and look at who inspired me and why I make music, and kind of, make music as an homage to those people and those influences.
Are you working on anything now?
I am, yeah. I have a ton of songs that need to come out soon. It's been pretty, I've been pretty busy, and I need to, once this movie ends, I'll really have some time to kind of get all that shit together and put something out. So it'll be soon, probably around spring of next year.
Now that COVID's over, you need to get out there and perform live.
Yeah, well, I am playing.
I wanted to see you in Brooklyn, but I can't remember what was going on when you did that.
Yeah, I'm playing a show, my first show since the pandemic, I think on November 12th in LA, November 12th or 13th, I think the 12th, in LA, in Highland Park at the Goldfish. So if anybody wants to go to that, I think tickets are online. There's still some tickets.
It's called the Goldfish in LA?
Yeah, the Goldfish in LA. And that'll be really fun because I think I'm gonna have like I'm trying to play with a band this time around, and that'll be a nice little change of pace. It'll be great. Can't wait for that.
Is it called Dola or something?
Dola?
No, I was trying to find to put up the link.
It's brand new. It used to be called the Hi-Hat, and then
okay.
Goldfish, yeah. But yeah,
text me and I'll put the link up on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to promise it. It's pretty limited capacity, and tickets may be sold out, but there will be other shows too after this. So just I'll post all that stuff on on Instagram and all that good stuff. So
great. Well, you mentioned at the beginning of the show 2 years married with Vera. How did you meet?
Me and Vera met at a birthday party at the Jane Hotel in 2017, and yeah, it was kind of it was we were both kind of playing hard to get, but we knew, like, it was definitely, yeah, as cliche as it sounds, it was pretty much kind of love at first sight. We kind of knew that we were we were going to be a team. And yeah, I mean, it's like every year is kind of a new adventure, and it's always I always feel so lucky to have her in my life, and to have someone that, is so supportive of what I do, and being on the run with me, and moving wherever I need to be, being wherever I need to be, and kind of, yeah, she gets it. She knows it. She understands it.
And you have good examples, mom and dad, who've
been
together a long time.
And she does too. Her family's incredible, and I can't wait to see them. They're back in Holland and Amsterdam, and I'm going to see them very soon.
I forgot, your wife and I are Dutch.
Yeah.
Was she born and raised there?
Yeah, she was born and raised in Amsterdam.
Oh, wow. Both my parents were born and raised there.
No way. In Amsterdam?
Yeah. Both of them are Holocaust survivors, but both of my parents met in Rembrandtsplein, where Rembrandt.
Yeah, definitely.
And because my parents were no longer alive, and my husband had never met them, I proposed where they met in Rembrandt Square.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. Holy shit. I love that. I love that. Oh, that's amazing.
So beautiful. When are you guys going to go back there?
I know. We have not been back since we got engaged. I've been back. I went back for 24 hours. My sister works for the airline, and I went and surprised the family of the people who hid my mother away we all had dinner for one
No
night.
shit. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear more about this.
Isn't Amsterdam? I don't regret many things in life. One of my regrets is not studying abroad and sadly not living in Amsterdam, which I
Yeah.
know I can still do if we could
There's always
make
time.
if we can make that work. But
There's always time. When we eventually go and move out there and find a place out there, you are more
oh my God, have you spent a lot of time?
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, I've been there. I try and go at least once a year, if not twice a year, and go for the holidays. And I think I'm going to go in January and be there for a little bit and really take a little vacation and kind of be there with
Well,
them
that
and
would
hang out.
be amazing. Sometime to meet in Amsterdam. It's
Yeah.
special, and it's a special place. And it's funny because my husband Ray was going to propose to me on that trip as well, but I beat him to the punch.
I love that. I love that.
It's a good
renew your vows, and he can propose.
yeah, it's a good story, but I forgot that she was from there. You've played so many roles, Jake. Is there one that you're most proud of? Not most proud of. Is there one that just in terms of career-wise for you?
I mean, yeah, I have to say, it would be Darren on Animal Kingdom. I mean, it's like that. The role has changed my life, and like I'm forever in debt to John Wells and John Lithgow for creating this character and giving me the opportunity to play this person. And really, it's everything to me. I've never, there's never been a performance that's been more impactful on my life, on just my, so yeah.
You've definitely played the range of emotions.
Yeah. I mean, what a fun person to play. I mean, just what a mess of a person. I mean,
what a mess. Yeah.
What a
well,
mess.
the family's a mess. The family's a mess.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been, so fun, so incredibly fun, and humbling. Oh my God. I mean, just talk about some days feeling like you've done everything, and some days you just fall on your ass and feel like you've given up. And it's just, what a roller coaster this has been. And I honestly, I don't regret anything. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Well, many of the fans who are watching now are writing, I can't believe the show is ending, So, I see it on social media. I know from, people I know who love it. People really do,
Yeah. I mean,
it's a testament to you, not only John Wells, but you guys. I mean, the Cody brothers are, a pack of wolves.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about TV is that you can always watch it over and over again if you need to. And, we're not gone forever. We're just not, there's just no more.
Yeah, there's no more. I know you can't say, and TNT would kill me and kill you. Think fans are going to like season 6?
I do. I think, everything I can say that everything comes full circle, and all of your questions will be answered. And I can say that there is definitely an ending, and I think fans will appreciate that. There's a lot happens. I wish I can say, but
yeah, you do not. Hey, we have to have something to look forward to. We have something. Well, I hope one of these days to see you in person. It's been too long.
Me too, man.
Thank you truly for doing 2 of these with me. I'm excited for your career. I'm keeping this tape right now because I'm going to the Met with you someday.
There you go. It's there. There's proof now. But thank you so much for having me, Alan. I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Say hello to your Dutch wife for me.
I will. And thank you to everybody that tuned in, and thank you to the fans that have been watching the show for so long. I mean, you just mean everything to us, and like more than you think. And yeah, we wouldn't have been able to go 6 seasons without all of you guys watching and tuning in every week. And it's just like I can't thank you enough. So lots of love to you, to all the fans and everybody that's supported us. So thank you.
Ciao, my friend. Have a great weekend.
Lots of love. Take care.
Too. You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. Don't forget, everybody, Sunday night, October 3rd, tune in to TNT for the season finale of Animal Kingdom. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.